My name is Daniel Harper. I'm 24 years old, born and raised in Portland, Oregon. I've spent most of my life believing that loyalty was the strongest form of love. I was wrong. This is the story I've never told anyone. I call it At My Friend's Wedding. His mom whispered, "You should have been the groom." It was supposed to be the happiest day of Ethan Caldwell's life. Ethan and I had been inseparable since freshman year of college. Late-night study sessions, cheap pizza, shared heartbreaks. He was bold where I was careful, charming where I was quiet. When we both got hired at the same architectural firm in downtown Portland after graduation, it felt like the universe confirming that we'd always move forward together. And then there was Ava. I met her before he did. She joined our firm 6 months after we started, transferring from Seattle. The first time I saw her, she was standing by the drafting table arguing with our supervisor about sustainable materials. Not disrespectful, just confident, passionate. Her dark hair was tied in a messy bun, glasses sliding down her nose as she gestured at blueprints. Recycled steel would cut costs long-term, she insisted. I remember thinking, she's not afraid of anyone. We worked late together that night, adjusting floor plans. At around 10 p.m., she leaned back in her chair and sighed. "Do you ever feel like everyone's pretending they know what they're doing?" "All the time," I admitted. She laughed, soft and genuine. "Good. I thought it was just me." That's how it started. Coffee breaks, shared Uber rides during rainstorms, text messages that shifted from project deadlines to midnight confessions. She told me about her complicated family, her father's quiet disapproval of her career, her mother's constant emotional guilt trips. "You ever feel like you're living someone else's life?" she asked once. "Every day," I said. When Ethan met her at our office holiday party, I saw the spark instantly. He had that gravitational charm. Within weeks, they were dating. He told me one night over beers, "She's different, Dan. She challenges me." I smiled and nodded, pretending my chest didn't feel like it was collapsing inward. Because the truth was, I had fallen for her first. But Ethan was my brother in everything but blood. And Ava, she seemed happy with him. So I stepped back. At work, I became professional, distant. I stopped staying late when she did. I ignored the way her eyes searched for mine during meetings. Months passed. They moved in together. Then came the engagement. He proposed during a company retreat in Napa Valley. Everyone cheered when she said yes. I clapped the loudest. That night, after the celebration dinner, Ava found me alone on the hotel balcony. "Are you okay?" she asked quietly. "Why wouldn't I be?" She hesitated. "You've been different." "I'm just busy." She studied my face like she was solving a puzzle. "Daniel, did I ever hurt you?" The question hit too close. "No," I lied. "You didn't." She nodded slowly, but something in her expression told me she didn't believe me. The months leading to the wedding were chaos. At work, Ethan was distracted. Deadlines slipped. Our boss started pressuring me to take over more responsibility. "You're steadier," he told me. "Clients trust you." Ethan noticed. "So now you're the golden boy?" He joked one afternoon, but there was an edge to it. "That's not what this is." "Sure," he muttered. The tension grew subtle but sharp. At meetings, he'd interrupt me. At home, because yes, we still shared an apartment, he'd drink more. One night he asked, out of nowhere, "If you had met Ava first, would you have gone for her?" The room felt airless. "I don't think that matters." "It matters to me." I looked at him, really looked at him. Beneath his confidence was fear. "She chose you," I said firmly. He held my gaze for a long moment, then nodded. But doubt had already planted its roots. And on the morning of the wedding, as I adjusted my tie in the groom's suite, Ethan stared at me in the mirror. "You'll stand next to me, right?" "Always." I meant it. I just didn't know how much that promise was about to cost me. The ceremony was held at a vineyard just outside Portland. Golden lights spilled across the hills, the kind of sunset that makes everything look softer than it really is. I stood beside Ethan at the altar, hands clasped behind my back, heart pounding in a rhythm no one else could hear. When Ava walked down the aisle, the air shifted. She looked calm, not nervous, not glowing, calm in a way that felt almost resolved. Her eyes found Ethan first, then they found me, and for half a second, something passed between us, an unspoken memory of late nights and unfinished sentences. Ethan squeezed my arm before she reached him. "Can you believe this?" he whispered. I forced a smile. "She's stunning." "I know," he said. "I'm the luckiest man alive." The vows were beautiful, promises about forever, about choosing each other every day. When the officiant asked if anyone objected, the silence was deafening. For one terrifying second, I wondered if she would. She didn't. They kissed. Everyone applauded. Champagne corks popped. And I told myself that this was the right ending. The reception was loud, bright, overflowing with laughter. I did my best man speech with steady hands. I've known Ethan for 6 years, I said into the microphone. He's loyal, stubborn, and somehow always manages to land on his feet. Ava, you've made him better. And I've never seen him look at anyone the way he looks at you. My voice didn't shake. Inside, I felt like I was giving away something I had never fully claimed. After the first dance, I stepped outside for air. The vineyard was quiet now, moonlight stretching over the rows of vines. That's when I heard heels on gravel. Daniel. I turned. It was Ethan's mother, Margaret Caldwell. She had always been warm with me, too warm sometimes. The kind of woman who noticed everything and said little. You did a beautiful job tonight, she said. Thank you, Mrs. Caldwell. She stepped closer. Her eyes were softer than usual. I've watched you for years, she said gently. The way you look at her. My throat tightened. I don't know what you mean. She gave me a sad smile. Oh, you do. I felt suddenly exposed, like she had peeled back every layer I had carefully built. I love my son, she continued. But some people are meant for each other in ways that don't fit timing. The music from inside drifted faintly through the night. And then she leaned closer, her voice barely above a whisper. You should have been the groom. The words hit like a quiet explosion. For a moment, I couldn't breathe. I would never. I started. I know, she interrupted. That's why it hurts. She touched my arm briefly before walking back inside, leaving me alone under the cold, indifferent moon. I didn't expect Ava to follow me next, but she did. Her wedding dress shimmered in the darkness, almost unreal. Did she say something to you? Ava asked softly. Your mother-in-law? I tried to joke. She stepped closer. Daniel. There it was again. That tone she used only when we were alone. I swallowed. You look happy. She didn't answer immediately. Are you? She asked instead. The question felt dangerous. I want you to be, I said carefully. That's not what I asked. I met her eyes, and for the first time that night, I saw uncertainty. Why didn't you ever tell me? She whispered. My pulse roared in my ears. Tell you what. She shook her head, frustrated. Don't do that. The truth hung between us like fragile glass. Because you were with him, I said finally. Because he's my best friend. Because loving you wasn't supposed to be an option. Her eyes glistened, but she didn't cry. I waited, she admitted, for you to say something. Before he proposed, the world tilted. You what? I thought maybe I imagined it. The connection. But when you pulled away, I told myself I was being foolish. Inside the reception hall, Ethan's laughter echoed faintly. I made a choice, she said, and I stand by it. I love him, but love isn't always simple. No, I agreed. It isn't. We stood there, inches apart, the weight of everything we'd never said pressing down on us. Nothing changes tonight, she whispered. I know, and that was the tragedy of it. She reached out, brushing her fingers against mine, just once. A goodbye disguised as a mistake. Then she turned and walked back to her husband. Ethan and I don't work together anymore. A year after the wedding, tensions at the firm boiled over. He accused me of trying to outshine him. I accused him of not trusting me. The friendship fractured under years of unspoken truths. Ava and I never crossed a line. But sometimes I wonder if silence can be just as powerful as betrayal. I still think about that whisper. You should have been the groom. For a long time, I believed love was about sacrifice, about stepping aside so someone else could be happy. Now I understand something different. Love isn't just about loyalty. It's about courage. And the cruelest kind of heartbreak isn't losing someone. It's never giving them the chance to choose you.